You touched on a few things there about changes that you made along the way. If you can sort of consolidate them in terms of advice to your younger self at possibly key points throughout your development personally and professionally, is there anything in particular that you would have changed? Not regrets, but changes that you would have made, right?
So I think if I could look back at my younger self and actually say, right, yeah, be me for myself with age and context, there are a few things that I would shift, and those lessons that I've mentioned are the result of those things that I would shift. So having that introspection whenever somebody didn't like me or didn't like something that I had decided to do or questioned my ability, being able to flip that moment to be quicker, to be able to flip that moment quicker in my mind. I mean, I would spend weeks and months thinking about something that someone said, and to them was probably just a flippant remark, but to me it was like, oh my word, this is my boss or his boss or whatever the situation is, and I would be like, what does this mean? What have I done? And then I questioned myself, and that was something that I would definitely go back to my younger self within my career and just be like, just stop it. Take what they've said. If it makes sense, apply it. But they don't know the journey that not just me as a person where I've gone to, but where we are in this company. They've hired me for a reason. I've told them the facts. I've given them a path through this particular situation, and they're telling me I'm wrong. That's okay. This is their company. That's what they can do. That no longer sits on my shoulders. And to be able to be like, okay, that's fine, and move forward is really important. And the other point, which I mentioned quite earlier, is from a mental perspective, is to learn from people that you admire, but to also learn who you don't want to be from them. That one was really, really tough for me. I tried to change who I was because I had a female mentor once who just told me, but this is just what it is. You have to be hard. You have to be stronger. You have to have no emotions. This is how you have to go. And I tried so hard to do that, and it ended up putting me into such a mental health spiral that I was like, but this isn't who I am. I can't be this. Like, maybe this career isn't for me. And I took what she had told me so close to heart and tried so hard to apply it that I ended up doubting myself again and regretting who I was turning into. And it was when that penny dropped, when I was like, oh, actually, I want to do the exact opposite of that, and let's see how that works. And that's when things started flipping. It was like the bottom of a loop, and then the catalyst just kicked me off, and I was like, actually, I'm going to fully embrace who I am, fully believe and go for my personality and be, sounds cliche, the best me I can be, and see what happens. Because the alternative is trying to be somebody else and failing. And I know it's old school, but until it makes sense to you, it doesn't make much sense until it really does settle with you. So those were definitely things I would do. Another thing is Risk Pro. I don't want to use the word failing, but the company that I had started, which was fully about bringing people onto the journey, helping people get a foot into security, who had no experience in it before, but also making it super simple for other companies. That was like the premise of the company that I was building. So it was definitely people-centric first. You don't need to have super skills to get into cyber. You don't need to have super skills to have a safe environment. When, as I said earlier, I was 6 months pregnant when COVID hit, and I was the sole income into the company. So I was self-funded. I was contracting myself out to pay everybody else's salaries. And it was this moment of, oh my word, what am I going to do? I've got my employees. I've got a baby on the way. Now COVID's hit. Who knows how long this is going to last? What am I going to do? And this moment of, my company is going to fail. I'm a failure. And that was myself then doubting who I was, obviously being very pregnant and emotional, as we all know we go through. For anybody who's known anybody who's pregnant, it's really, really tough. And making that decision at the end to not reopen Risk Pro was also heartbreaking, because I really thought, well, I can't do it. And in that moment of, surely there's a way to make this world a better place by putting people first, I was like, maybe there isn't. You know, like I can't do it. If I can't do it, who's one of the most compassionate people I've ever known? I know that sounds weird, but it's kind of true. It's who can do it? Like there can't be a way. And I had to again start slowly but surely building my confidence up over walking out of it and be like, actually, look what I did achieve. And there are now 5 more people that have got different career paths because of what I did. And I've got, and not just different career paths, I got them out of very service-based industries through COVID, where they would have had next to nothing, into very lucrative careers, and they're enjoying it and they're thriving in it. And I've learned so much about myself, about taking risks, and the joys that you can do from doing that. It's the positives that came out of not failing, but the positives that came out of having a company that didn't succeed outweigh the other possible positives that it could have had it succeeded, and being able to look back to my younger self and just be, my younger self is only 3-4 years ago, and just be like, you know what, it's okay. You are going to feel better about this in the future, and it's okay to feel how you're feeling, because this is your passion project. But it's okay, because good stuff will still come.
Tamlynn, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your honesty and authenticity throughout this conversation, and all the narratives that's going to be cut out of this that nobody else will see. But no, amazing. Really appreciate it. Great to get to know you, and also thank you so much for what you do for the alliances in the UK. Right,
Thank you for creating it.
It doesn't go unnoticed.
It's refreshing, as I keep saying.
It's all good.
Really
Thank you very much.